All right. What is up, all of our live audience? Welcome back to the garage, our garage studio here. Trying to do some updates here, having a little fun with it. Anyways, I hope y'all are doing well. So glad to see y'all. Tell me, what is something that is disgusting in your world? What is something? Go ahead and put it in the comment. That's what I want to see. I see y'all putting your names in. Super pumped about that. What's up, Samuel? Wiley, what's up, Hannah Young? Hope you're doing well. What is up, Brewer family? Hope y'all are doing well. What is something that disgusts you? What is something that absolutely just grosses you out? That's going to be our starter question, and we'll get going from here. What is something that is absolutely disgusting? I got to think about what is something that disgusts me. Something that is gross. Something that is gross. Oh, yes. My wonderful wife is going to help us out today a little bit. She just reminded me. Here's one. Cool. That's funny. Here's one that she reminded me. When we had our kids when they were young, I could not stand it whenever our kids would have food all over their mouths or like drooling down their mouth. Like that really is something I cannot stand, that I absolutely cannot stand. And it truly does. It just disgusts me. I cannot stand it. Hey, just so y'all know, yes, I did do a little updating to our garage production studio here. Hopefully this time Gray won't tear it all down like yesterday. I figured Gray was our security guard. So he may have to join us again, our shirtless security guard. That's what he was yesterday. But at any rate, so glad y'all are joining in on our live hangout again today. I've got a pretty fun game that I'm excited to play. And want to once again encourage y'all, as always, please go ahead and get your Bibles out. I'm really excited for where we're going to go to today. 1 Timothy. Go ahead and find the book of 1 Timothy. That's where we're going to be hanging out today. And man, can I just say I am really, really excited about our guests for today. We've got some awesome guests that are going to be on call with us, online with us. And I am super excited. Great friends of mine. Hopefully for some of y'all, great friends of y'all's as well, because I know that you're going to know them and you're going to love them, who's going to be jumping on with us. Smacking. Samuel Wiley, definitely agree with you. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little Pictionary full group style here today. A little Pictionary, full ministry-wide, full ministry style. A little Pictionary is what we're going to play. I need to find my pen. I have one pen somewhere here. And so what we're going to do is I've got some words that our referee, Miss Mackenzie Mutimer, is going to be the referee for. And I've got a couple of words that I'm going to draw out, and you have got to type out what are the answers to these words, okay? So Pictionary, and you guys have got to type in to see what these words are that I am putting in. I'm going to say that when you win 1,000 points. We're going to say 10,000 points. You win 10,000 points. Points are absolutely not worth anything, but that's cool because you still win and you have the pride of saying that you win, okay? Mackenzie, are you there? Are you on there? Are you ready to referee this up? I hope so. You guys get your fingers ready, get your thumbs ready, get your typing fingers ready, whatever you've got, because I'm going to go with the first picture. Jessica Young. Young family, you're really close with the chicken, but not really. Here we go. First image, ready, set, go. Got to guess it out there. Guess it if you can. Let's see here. Wow, I am really not good at this. Do we have any guesses out there? Any guesses out there? You got to guess what it is. This is not looking the best here. Let's see here. 1, 2. Let's see. There's a little something there. Do we have any guesses yet? Any guesses? Kind of could look like a chicken. Maybe not. Do we have someone? There we go. I think I see the winner. Young family. I think you said a calculator. Was that the Youngs?
No.
Which? Oh, no. It was the Holmes. What up, Catherine Holmes? Way to go. Kinsey, can you verify? The winner is Shirley. There we go. Excellent. I think that's Catherine Holmes out there. Give us your name if you can. All right, next object right here. Ready? This one's kind of fun. And if you listened in to one of my other live hangouts, you will recognize this in some way, okay? Second item right here. You ready? Go. Okay, I'm going to have to kind of draw two things here. Oh, wow, that's terrible. I got to start all over. Here we go. That's a terrible tail. Hold on. Okay, so there's kind of one element. Let's see, does anyone know what I'm doing here? This is the other way that I could draw this out. Do we have any guesses? Any guesses out there? Can you see? Maybe I need to move here. Man, this is really good. Don't you think this is good, Micah? I'm doing pretty good on this one. Do you not know what this is? You don't think? Does anyone know? Does anyone say? What? Let's see. Hold on. Grace Lovell. Grace Lovell. Is Grace Lovell the first one? Yeah. Grace Lovell. Yes, you did get dog. That was true, but that was not the ultimate. I think I see Grace Lovell, you yelling out Chaco right after Terry Arrington Squirrel. What's up, Dr. T? Terry, so glad you're with us. Brett, hope you're out there. I think it's Chaco, the winner. It's Chaco. Grace. It's Grace. Excellent. Very good. Yes. One of you asked me the other day, I love this. My dog's name is Chaco, which is based after my first pair of Chacos. All right, let's go. Do y'all want to keep going? Do we want another round here? Little Pictionary for the student ministry here. Here we go. Let's see. Brett, so good to see you. So glad you're here. Okay, this one's going to be kind of fun. Kinsey, I'm going to skip one. I'm going to skip one. Kinsey, I hope you're out there and I hope you hear me. I'm going to skip one. Ready, set, here we go. Do we have any guesses? Do we have anyone? What? Oh, we might have a winner. We might have a winner. We might have a winner. Kinsey, who is the first one that said it? I think it's right here. I think I see who the winner is. I'm thinking it's Terry. Brett or Terry, whichever one's there. I think it's one or both of y'all. Brett, way to go. 10,000 points to you, bro. Excellent. Okay, let's see here. We got time for one more to do right here. One more to do right here. Okay, this one's going to be kind of fun. Kinsey, I'm going to the second to last one. Second to last one. Okay, you ready? You ready? Here we go. Good guess, Preston Way. I like that. Here we go. Second to last one. This is going to be really, really fun. Here we go. This one, if you've been a part of our student ministry for, I don't know, a little bit, you should be able to get this, okay? Ready, set, here we go. This item is going to be really fun to think about. Do we have any guesses out there? Is there anyone guessing out there? Okay.
Bible, do now, Grant, KP, Jesus.
Okay. Oh, man, y'all are getting kind of close.
Cinderella.
Okay.
The Grant.
Cinderella's
Mary,
nothing
Olaf.
close. Okay. Here, I'm going to give you a little clue. Oh, I took a bite out of it.
Mary, God.
Here we go. Oh, here's some more clues all over the ground in the loft. Do we have it? Do we have any guesses? Kinsey, are you looking out there?
Mary.
Come on, y'all know this. We had a whole night based on this. Let's see here. Here, maybe I can make myself like dance a little. There's my dancing legs.
Grant, Nacho Libre.
What? Sort of close.
El Nacho.
Grancho Libre. Someone just got it. Right there. Thank you very much. Kinsey, who was the winner? No one had it as of your last post, but we did have someone win. Winner, who was it? I got to give this one up. That one was to Mackenzie. Mackenzie, I think I saw who it was. Was it another Shirley winner? I don't know. I'm wondering. Maybe so. Who was it? Who won? Someone won. Grancho Libre was the answer. Well, hey, it is so awesome to get to play with y'all today. Thank you so much. My sweet bride. Can y'all say thank you to my wife? She's left. She's closed the door already. It doesn't even matter. Anyways, so glad to have y'all here and hanging out with us on our live hangout today. Yes, that was the Nacho Libre inspired Grancho Libre, and having a little fun there and doing some fun stuff. I gotta let y'all see Chewy. I feel like Chewy is a key piece and a key component to our live hangouts now and from now on. Man, can I just say a big shout out, Brewer Martin, I'm guessing you're out there. So good to see you. Wiley family that's checking in. So glad y'all are here with us. Gways, hope y'all are doing good. Sailors, so awesome to see y'all on with us today. Dylan Lamb, what up, dude? Just so glad you're here and joining us. Sam Wiley, and so good to see you and all of y'all being here. Y'all, I think my mom is on this call. Mom, are you out there? I think I saw my mom. It's either my mom or my sister-in-law. I have two Leah Janiks in my life. My mom is named Leah Janik, and my sister, who married my brother, I call her my sister. My sister-in-law is named Leah Janik as well. I'm not sure which one's out there. Mom, if you're out there, will you just say hey to your boy? I don't know. Just tell us hey. Anyways, so glad that all of y'all are joining with us today on our live chat. Real excited about lots today. Once again, get your Bibles open to 1 Timothy. Go to chapter 4. I'm really excited to jump into some scripture and to get going from there. By the way, I just want to kind of set some ground rules if I can. For us on the live chat, I want to keep it fun when it's fun. Man, we're having all kinds of fun, all kinds of good stuff. But I also want to ask, can y'all during this time of study, which is really the main point of what I'm wanting to do here, is I want us to keep it serious when it's serious. So glad to have a little fun with y'all, but also want to ask, hey, can we focus? Can we gear in? I hope you guys have something to write on, maybe a pen, maybe a phone to take notes on, and a copy of God's word with you. 1 Timothy chapter 4. Well, hey, you guys know that I've been jumping in all spring break long. It's so great to hang out with y'all again today. We've got 2 more of these. We've got today's, we've got one Thursday, we've got one Friday. I've got a big announcement on Friday that I need to make sure that you join in and you get to hear, because that's going to be a big thing that will kind of set us off for the future of this and what we're doing. But I'm so glad you guys have been a part, been tuning in. Can I just be the first to admit, yesterday's recording was probably one of my favorite recordings as far as the content. I was so glad that Dr. Mike Barris got to be with us. If you didn't get to hear that, I really encourage you to go hear it. However, I apologize. My internet was like halfway broken, I think, yesterday, and that's why it was so crazy and glitchy. But I really believe it was some good stuff that was spoken and shared. All right, here's what I want us to do. You guys know I've told some of y'all, whenever I meet with one of our leaders, whenever we used to meet to go get coffee, things like that, we would read the word, and we would have 2 key things that we would use: questions and comments. And I showed y'all comments. They're kind of like duct tape. They help kind of wrap it up, give us some security, some understanding. And questions are kind of like WD-40. We spray some questions on the word of God, not literally, figuratively, so that we can better understand it. Again, 1 Timothy chapter 4. In just a minute, I'm going to be talking from there. Well, what you guys know is that this week I've been talking specifically about 6 faith moves to get you through this crazy COVID spring break. 6 faith moves, okay? Not fake moves, not fake news. Faith, like our faith in God, moves that will help us to get through this crazy COVID-19 spring break, okay? And move number 1, I talked about this idea of not only we just need to keep washing our hands, but we need to keep washing our minds and our hearts by worship and jumping into the word. So I hope and pray that you guys are becoming champions. I hope and pray that y'all are becoming just all-out athletes at chasing after God through getting into his word and through engaging in our Heavenly Father with and through worship, okay? So 1, not only wash your hands this season, this time, but wash your minds and wash your hearts through getting into the word and through constantly and staying in worship. Then yesterday, one of my favorites was talking about, yes, we have to stay physically disconnected in this day and time. However, and it's called social distancing. However, we need to stay socially connected. We need each other. Probably going to talk more about that at another time. However, I want to make sure that we are for sure staying spiritually connected. And we're doing that through prayer. So worship, word, pray. Today, I want to kind of take a little bit of a different stance, kind of get creative with this. Here's the challenge, okay? So someone put this in the chat. Put this in the comments down below as well, because those comments will stay. People will read those, and I want people to see those and to engage with those. Here's what I want to challenge you with, okay? You ready? Someone write this in the comments. Someone write it in the live chat. Ready? Set the tone, okay? Set the tone. I'm going to let that sink in, and I'm going to let my hot tea sink into my throat for a second. Set the tone, okay? I'm going to explain that in just a second. Okay, set the tone. Now, if you're like me, I'm kind of like thinking, okay, well, tone, what does that mean? There's really 2 big definitions, okay? So listen to this, and we're going to talk about the first one in a little bit. What is tone? Okay, for all of you music buffs out there, it is literally defined in the musical, industry. It is a tone is a musical or vocal sound with reference to its pitch, its quality, and its strength, okay? So tone is a musical or vocal sound with reference to its pitch, its quality, and its strength. Once again, I'm excited about our guests. They're going to be able to speak to this a whole lot more than I can. But here's what I really want to dig into and look at right here is this second definition. What is tone? And what do I mean by set the tone? By the way, 1 Timothy 4, if you're not there yet, please join us and get there with me. We're going to be talking about that and how that relates to tone, okay? Set the tone. Here's the second definition. What is tone when it comes to our character or the lives that we live? Listen to this. Tone is defined as, in our regular everyday lives, the general character or attitude of a place, of a piece of writing, or of a situation. So when you really think about it, kind of what I was like thinking is in music and in life, what is our tone? Our tone is, in a way, it's the atmosphere that we are setting. Okay, it's the attitude that we are putting out there. Okay, like I think about it, some of you guys, probably when you were young, hopefully you're still doing it, you had to set the table, right? And the forks went in a certain place, and the plate went in a certain place, and the knives and the spoons, and there was a place for the water cup and a place for any other, if you're drinking sweet tea, different place for that cup. You have to kind of set those things in a certain way. Well, in the same way, I want to ask you, what kind of tone are you setting in your household, especially during this crazy COVID spring break? Okay, what kind of atmosphere are you setting? And let me jump right into scripture. 1 Timothy chapter 4. Man, I would love to challenge you guys. Read this whole chapter maybe later today. So much that I could say on this, but I've got to peel it down to basically just 2 verses. Okay, but read this chapter later today, 1 Timothy chapter 4, because it just has so many good things to say. But here's what I want to pick on and jump into. Okay, 1 Timothy chapter 4, start in verse 7. Read verse 7 with me. Here's what it says. Okay, have nothing to do with irreverent and silly myths. Rather, Paul is saying kind of to his young Padawan, his young apprentice, his young intern, Timothy, Paul, this giant faith spokesperson, is speaking to his younger, so to say, protege, his younger Padawan, who's about to go out and do ministry, and he's encouraging him and giving him kind of some coaching and some guidance in this. And he's saying, look, don't have anything to do with irreverent or silly myths. In other words, make-believe, okay? And I don't think it's just make-believe. I think it's the things that would cause you to come further away from God, things that would pull you away from God. He's saying, don't have anything to do with those things, okay? Rather, I love this. Say it with me out loud if you see it. Rather, train yourselves for godliness, okay? Say that out loud with me again. Rather, train yourselves for godliness. Train yourselves for godliness. And then I love this. Verse 12, Paul, older Christian, speaking to Timothy, a younger Christian who's going out to do ministry work. By the way, I hope I can be like Paul, just a guy who's a little bit older than where you are in life, an older Christian who's speaking to you younger Christians, saying the same exact things, because you have an incredible opportunity to minister during this crazy COVID-19 spring break time. And really the rest of what we're going to face, we don't even know what's going to come in the future. But as long as we are not able to be physically together, physically distanced, I hope and pray that you will listen to these words and that you'll set the tone. Set the tone in your texts. Set the tone in your own home. Set the tone at the dinner table. Set the tone maybe even for your younger siblings to come closer to Christ. Set the tone maybe even for your own mother and father. Okay? That's really what this is getting at. To come closer to Christ. Set the tone. Okay, listen to this. Verse 12, it says this. Don't let anyone have a reason to despise you. In other words, to shun you, to shame you, to look down on you. The way I learned it, don't let anyone look down on you, okay, because of your youth. Listen to this. But set for the believers an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. Man, so many things that I could say to that. Maybe I'll challenge you. I'll get on and YouTube a great message that deals with this passage specifically. Okay. So much that I would want to say, but I just want to make this one point. Set the tone. Listen to this. Listen to where the tone comes into this. Okay. Let no one despise you for your youth, but set the believers an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. Okay. I want you to take each of those words after the live hangout today, and I want you to write those out on a piece of paper, maybe in your journal. I want you to write out those action words in speech, in conduct, in your love, in your faith, and in your purity. And I want you to write out in your own words ways that you show the world, that you set the tone, or maybe ways that you should be showing the world, setting the tone for the world in specific to each of those line items. Here's one of the things that was taught to me just recently. Okay. I love the idea. I'm just going to pick on the first two: in speech and in conduct. Again, set the tone. What am I talking about? I'm talking about setting the atmosphere. Is the tone that you set an atmosphere of grace, or is it an atmosphere of judgment? Is it an atmosphere of love, or is it an atmosphere of you've got to earn my love? In other words, like hate until you prove yourself worthy. Okay. Is the atmosphere, the tone that you're setting, is it an atmosphere or an attitude of just kind of arrogance, pomp, ego, I am what I am and that's all I'm worried about, Or is it an attitude and a tone of humility? Just like Christ was, someone who is open and is willing, is hospitable towards others. Okay, what kind of tone are you setting? Let me just talk about these two. But set for the believers an example, a tone. Set the tone in speech and in conduct. Okay, I want you to think about this. Your words create a world. I've heard that. Words create worlds. Your words create an atmosphere around you. Okay. I love that the word conduct comes right after that, because there's so many ways that we can think of conduct: our actions, our activities, the way that we treat others, the way that we treat our mother, our father. Well, I hope we're honoring them. That's what the book says to do, the way that we treat others. Okay. But listen to this. Your conduct is not just the way that you act. It's also the way that you speak. To me, I love that it says in speech, but also speech is verbal language, but there's also body language as well. And I love, I could go on for a long time on this. I'm not, but I just want you guys, maybe put it in the live chat. What does that mean to you? Not only in your speech, set the tone for believers and non-believers to come closer to Christ, but especially not only in your conduct, the things that you normally do, but in the way that your body speaks. In other words, we talked about this with some of our 8th graders when we were on ski trip. You can say to your mom, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that I did that. Or you could say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I know I'm supposed to say I'm sorry, right? You can tell the difference in that, okay? That's what I'm talking about. So my question to you is, what kind of tone are you setting? Well, hey, I am going to call in our guest today, and here's why this is really exciting to me, because these are two phenomenal people that I have high regard and high respect for, and I'm excited for them to talk about this, because this idea of tone is not just a life idea, it's also a musical term. And I love so many of you listen to this husband and wife lead us in worship in so many different ways. But I want to just see like how this idea, how this talk hits them, because here's the deal. I remember back when I was like in choir, I've even come to some of you guys' concerts before. And I know like before the choir might start singing, they'll say to like the piano player, hey, play us a C so that we can like elevate or bring our voices to that exact same pitch or that exact same note to set the same tone. So the piano player will play like a C, and then the vocalist will adjust their voices to match that same tone, okay? That's what I'm talking about, not just in music, but especially in the atmosphere that we set around us. So I hope you guys will welcome in my friends and some of our big-time leaders, Jamie and Amanda Pierce. We see like half a face for each of you. I don't know if y'all have a way to get both your heads in there in some way, but it is to see y'all. And hey, there we go. We can try that. We'll turn you sideways. Yeah, there we go. That works. Let's just go up and down and we'll make it work. Whichever one of y'all speaks, y'all can talk and just chat with us in that way. But I'm so excited to have Jamie Pierce and Amanda Pierce. Many of y'all know them. They lead us in worship on Sunday mornings when we're usually gathering together in the worship center. Also, if you're a part of our middle school ministry, you see them when we come on Wednesday nights. So often they lead us in worship. So Jamie and Amanda, first of all, tell us something completely random about your day today. Anything amazing that you had for breakfast? What kind of socks? What color socks are you wearing? Just give us something random about your day. Come on, you got to have something good. What? There we go. Were they pink?
There were no socks.
Oh, no socks. There you go. Just toes. Just no socks today. Jamie, give us something random. What you got, man?
I'm wearing sweatpants.
You're wearing sweatpants. Is it not too hot for that? It's not too hot.
Well, I mean, we keep it pretty chilly here.
Do y'all really? That's good, man. That's good. That's a good way to go. Excellent, excellent. What did y'all have for breakfast? Let's just start with that. Come on, anything. Tell us something.
Hey, I will tell you, we are extreme creatures of habit, and we usually have the same thing for breakfast every morning. Bernie makes these they call monkey muffins, and it's basically peanut butter and chocolate chip muffins with like oat flour and bananas. It's phenomenal. So that's what we had today. I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow because we are out, and I don't know if we'll be able to get the ingredients necessary to make more. But that's usually what we have, and it's
an emergency.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's good. Does DoorDash deliver those? Because I think I could totally enjoy some of those on a daily basis.
I'll email you some.
Excellent. That is good. I would love that. I would love that. I would love that. Well, hey, so really, really glad, and I'm really glad that y'all are here today talking about this idea of setting the tone. Get the idea of what I was talking about, like in atmosphere in the world. But there's also this idea of music. And I know today technology has made it a little bit better. It's easier to do things and to connect. But how important is tone, or is overall musical, I guess, quality, the tone and the pitch, maybe even, I think you've told me about the tempo before. Like, how important is that when a band plays? Like I'm assuming you got to have everyone kind of in the same like ballpark when you're playing. And then I want you to kind of speak to, how does that play out, or how could that look in life as an application to us?
Yeah, well, I'll just kind of speak to I guess the instrumental side of it, and I'll let Birdie talk about the vocal side, just since she's the vocal talent of us. But I mean, so I guess kind of the way that I would equate it is if I was playing a guitar and Austin Hyder was keys and David was playing a guitar, but we were all three playing in basically in three different keys. So I was playing in the key of C, David was in the key of A minor, and Austin was in the key of F. It just does not work because you're basically putting out three completely different sounds, and it would be so noticeable and distracting that it would be an absolute train wreck. But in the same way, I mean, you and I talked about like tempo, just kind of giving folks a little behind the scenes. We wear in-ear monitors most of the times. People will see us with looks like a little earpiece in our ears, and what that's feeding to us is a lot of times the drummer will feed us what's called a click track or a tempo track, and it actually keeps the beat for us. So we'll set the time signature, and it'll keep the beat for us, so we're all playing in the same time. Or we're all playing to the same beat. If we don't have that, or for some reason we lose that, it ends up being really, really messy. So I mean, tempo and tone are two extremely important things when you're playing music or when you're leading worship. I'll let Birdie jump in.
That's cool.
Yeah. As far as like singing together and that kind of thing, you really do have to work as a team. And if you're able to do that, I guess just like us as believers, if we're able to kind of go out, kind of like KP or on a mission or something like that, we're able to work together, you can accomplish much bigger things. So like when we're singing, if we're listening to each other, like if I'm just singing my own thing and Jamie's, playing his guitar something totally different, it'll sound terrible. But if he's playing and I'm really listening to what he's playing, and then I'm able to kind of sing along with his guitar and then sing along, a melody or a harmony with another singer, then it just creates, it creates one big picture, something bigger that's so much better than just one voice or just one guitar. It just makes just something so big and so great when you all come together, work together.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Can I jump in? Let me try one thing real quick.
There we go. Now we see you. Y'all look good. Y'all look good. Excellent.
We're the old people that don't really know how to about that.
All
right. So, but as you were talking, I was just kind of making some notes, and you were talking about setting the tone for speech in particular. Some of the students on here may not know that my job during the day is I work at a bank, and so a lot of the men and women that I work with are non-believers. So it's the atmosphere just looks a little bit different. And what I've noticed, just my life and in my work life, I guess, is the non-believers. They can feel your tone. They know your tone. They know who I am as a person. So, if we're all out to lunch as a group or something like that, you won't hear the same type of language and the same type of words that you would normally hear if I were not there, because they know who I am. They know who I belong to. And so a lot of the foul language, a lot of the off-color stuff, they respect me, and they know they respect my belief and what I want to hear and what I'm okay being around and hearing. So much so that I guess in a sense I'm setting my belief, my character, who I belong to, sets the tone for their speech. They may not necessarily believe the same things that I believe or think the same things that I think, but in a way I'm setting the tone there in my speech. And students can do the exact same thing, and they should be doing the same thing, because at school, they're not going to, everybody that they're hanging out with and are associating with they're not believers, so they have to remember who they are and who they belong to and set the tone that way in their speech and their conduct.
It's good. That's really good. That's really good. So that's what I was about to ask you. Let me say those two definitions again. Tone, as it relates to music, is a musical or vocal sound with reference to quality and strength. We don't have time to get into all of those, but that's kind of the overall atmosphere of a sound, or tone is the kind of atmosphere of the note that's being cast out from a singer's mouth or from an instrument. Is that kind of right? It's kind of like the atmosphere. Is that a good way to put it? Or is there a better word to put on it?
No, I think that's exactly right. I mean, I think that's just kind of an all-encompassing word, atmosphere. I love how you kind of incorporate that.
Okay.
Quality, that's another word, the quality.
Okay, cool. So the atmosphere and the quality. So I love that. So musically, we can talk about that aspect of tone. But then I think it's so. I love in the English language when one word helps us to one definition of a word helps us to understand another definition. So to me, that's what I'm wanting to really get at here is so if you take that idea of the musical term tone, but then how do we apply that to life, especially to this faith life that we live? So here's the life definition of the word tone. It's the general character or attitude of a place, of a piece of writing, or of a situation. And so I believe as Christians, we're supposed to be tone setters, trend setters. So Jamie and Amanda, I would love to just kind of put y'all on the spot. Let's say y'all are about to sing and the piano lady, she hits that C or however that works so that you can adjust your instrument or your vocals, to that note. Well, what do you think are some of the notes that God is hitting? If he's the piano player, so to say, like what are some of the notes that we need to adjust? Like I think of one of the notes that God is hitting by speaking to us through this word is he's hitting the note of grace. And sometimes we need to put off an attitude of judgment in favor of acting just like God acts and Jesus acts to bring ourselves to the tone of grace. What would y'all say are some other ways that this meets us in our world? Jamie, you just said it, like God says, let your speech be pure. And you set that tone in your work world. What do y'all think of some other ways that our students can like really apply this concept to their faith walk, their faith life, especially as it relates to right now when we're stuck at home, we're stuck in our rooms, we have no choice but to hang out with our family, whether we like it or not. What are some of those, do you think, tones that God gives us through his word that we need to match our lives with in many ways?
I would say humility is one. So just putting your family, putting others ahead of yourself. Sometimes you might even know that you are right, like in an argument, or maybe you know that it's not your turn to do the dishes. You're right. It's not my turn, or I'm right about this. But to just humble yourself and to just allow, do those extra dishes or pick up that trash that isn't even yours and throw it out, just to kind of have an attitude of servanthood and humility, I think is one way that we could just kind of follow in the footsteps of Christ.
That's good.
And his tone.
That's good. I think to that word humility is the word service. I love Christ's word. He said, I came not to be served, but to serve. And I think humility and service go hand in hand. Any others that y'all think of?
Yeah. Hey, so, our life group has been kind of plowing through First John, and one of the things, especially in chapter 1 of First John, that he speaks on is righteousness, and Paul does this too. Paul kind of just harps on righteousness in his letters, but one of the things that we see in First John is he says here, let's see. So in chapter 2 he says, but if anyone does sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ, the righteous. And it says he is the propitiation for our sins, and not only for ours, but also for the sins of the whole world. And then it says, and then he commands us to be righteous as Jesus is righteous. So Paul says somewhere else, don't anything that's impure or unclean have nothing to do with those things. So righteousness and purity are two things that you just over and over and over in these letters you're seeing. And as Christians, we're called to be set apart. We're called to be righteous and have nothing to do with unclean words or foul words, things like that.
That's good. That's good. Well, hey, I love it, man. There's so many more that we probably could say to you that are watching, students. I just want to challenge and encourage y'all to receive the tone. Maybe we could talk so much more. You got to first of all hear the tone, before you can set it. And so I just want to encourage you again, the 6 faith moves that I want to challenge you with to help you get through this crazy COVID spring break. And one of them, wash your minds and your hearts with worship in the word, pray, stay constant in prayer. And today really set the tone. It's written right there, but set an example for other believers and even non-believers as well in all that we do. Jamie and Amanda, thank y'all so much for joining us. Any last words, any good wisdom, any last wisdom you want to share with us? This has been great having y'all on with us today.
No, just thanks for having us. Hope everybody's doing good. We miss being with everybody. Looking forward to getting back and singing and leading and worshiping with you guys on Wednesdays.
That's good. That's good. All right. Well, Jamie, Amanda, thank you guys. Truly, thank y'all so much for being a part. Really appreciate it. And we'll talk to y'all later. All right. Later, dude. So good. Well, hey, listen, so awesome to be with y'all. Thank y'all so much for hanging in and staying on with us. So glad that y'all got to get this challenge today. And I hope and pray that you will go and that you'll take it and put it into practice. Got a couple of announcements that I want to make just real quick. As always, here's my email address. If you have any questions, anything we can be praying for, any way that we can connect with you, challenge you, anything like that, know that we would love to do that. Also, want to make sure that you're on our Remind text list. Take a screenshot of this and follow us on these different social platforms. And then also be sure and sign up for our Remind texts. I don't think I have anything else. Hey, Jamie and Amanda, their daughter, I love this. I've told her that I would pitch this a couple of times. She's created a really cool website just as believers to connect and stay connected. Would love to challenge y'all. She's one of our 8th grade students at Warren. And I'm just going to do this. Y'all take a screenshot if you want to. Check out her website, Acts, right there. And a really cool site to challenge us as believers to keep chasing after God. I want to say this. Really big announcement coming up this Friday. So be sure and join us. Watch us tomorrow, Thursday, as well as Friday. Would love to see y'all again with us there. Got some more fun that we're going to have. Did anyone like Pictionary? I'm guessing, hopefully, put it in the comments if you did. And, I was going to say this. What ideas do you have for these live hangouts? Seriously, I want your ideas. Y'all have already given us some great ideas. Pictionary actually came from one of y'all. And so I just want to ask y'all, email me. What ideas do y'all want to see us do? I feel like yesterday's idea of playing Flyby by my head, man, I love doing that kind of stuff. So if you got any other great ideas for us to do on our live hangouts, let us know. Send me an email, and we would love to do that. Again, big announcement this Friday. Hope to see y'all not just Friday, but Thursday as well. Happy spring break. Put these things into practice. I really believe they'll make a difference. Again, 6 faith moves that you can do during this crazy COVID spring break. Wash not only your hands, but your mind and your heart by getting into the word, worshiping often. I mean, do it as much as you can. Get into the word 3 times a day. I want to challenge you. Worship, I say at least an hour. Find an hour to put on of music that you can do. Pray it up, pray big. Pray for the heroes. Would love to hear. Did anyone reach out to any of those nurses or doctors or medical professionals that you know about? Would love for y'all to do that. And then today, set the tone. Hey, let's chat it out for a little bit. I'll just be silent here chatting. What do we want to chat about? What's a question? What's a question that I can think of? Thinking about a question. Let's just go back to the things that drive you crazy. How about that? Things that drive you crazy. Let's just chat it out for a little bit. Here we go. Chat it out. Things that drive you crazy. Kind of like things that disgust you. What are things that drive you crazy? Put it on the live chat. We'll talk later. I'm in the stream. Bye. Yeah, I'm just going to sit here quietly. Things that drive you crazy. Scratching forts on plates. Ooh, long. I got this one. There we go. There we go. Okay. Star Wars character. It's always Chewie. Always Chewie. Wet paper towels. Yeah, I can agree with that one. I agree with that one. Here's one of mine. Here's one of mine. Milk before cereal. Wait, you put cereal in your milk? Why would you do that? I don't get that. I don't get that. Fingernails in general, I'll agree with that. I'll agree. Yeah, smacking on food. I agree with that. All right, we'll see you.